You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean that we can't ask. We can't ask the questions. I think we're all entitled to that. You know, you guys out there subscribe to people like us and Mark Z and Melanie and Frank and everybody else. I think it's only right that you have the opportunity to speak to us. You know, what really started this for me is I would leave comments on videos and I would get no response. Wouldn't get anything. And if I did, it would be like one word or something. You know what I mean? I remember trying to talk to Mark and had a question about Zim. I got nowhere. Same thing with Pimpy, man. Pimp.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Let's get ready to rumble!
Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? Sorry about that. Whenever somebody says something about me, usually it's in a negative form, and then I respond like I do normally. My apologies. That happens. It just does it automatically. This is not one of those moments. So allow me to just respond real quick. Now, I don't always respond down below in the comments, but what I will do is called responding to your comments and questions. So I will go through all the comments and questions under the videos and respond to them. Now, in all fairness, I'm going to be honest. There was a time that I was slacking and I didn't do it for a long period of time. But I've been pretty good about it lately, making sure that I do respond to your comments and questions. So if you want to see when I do respond to people, I do it in the video, not usually on the comment board. Responding to your comments and questions. Now, you're a newbie. You might not be familiar with that, but you said you listened to my videos before. If that was the case, then you know that I respond in the video because I think it's better that way. Because sometimes your explanation is much longer than what you could type in the comment section. So I like to do it via the video. But I'm not going to lie about the situation. There's been times where I get so wound up and I'm constantly busy. For me, I'm constantly reading, trying to look for things to bring to the content so I can share with you. Anything that I can find to help educate you or just news I can share, period. So I don't always have time to get to the comments. So you're absolutely right. Especially when I had, almost 79,000 subscribers. I did not expect to even get more than maybe 100 subscribers back when I first started, and I was way wrong. It took me a short period of time, I'd say probably around 3 or 4 months, for me to get up there around 20,000 subscribers. And then it took less than 6 months, and I was already at almost 80,000 subscribers. So I appreciate all the love and the support. Obviously, the subjects that I was speaking about on that channel, I'm not talking about now, is why it's such a slow climb up on the subscriber list. But that's about to change. As I heard you gave your email out on that video, I'll go ahead and email you if you want to do an interview. I don't have a problem with it. I think it'd be cool to do it. You can ask me all the questions you want. Let's get into this. I do want to bring up that our friend, the professional financial advisor, is back again.
If you watch Mark Z, you need to see this. I'm about to expose his long history of blatant lies.
Gemstone, yes, with all the delays, it makes a liar out of me, you, what we tell everybody, what the people tell us. It is just, this is horrendous, guys.
I totally agree. It does make him a liar. And yes, this is horrendous. But yet, he keeps doing it. This is how dinar scammers like Mark Z gets you. They always say it's right around the corner. I'm going to show you 10 times where Mark Z has been wrong. He's been wrong a lot more than 10 times. But for the sake of time, I just chose 10 here. Then I'll show you 3 times where I've been right this year alone, with investments ranging from 20% to 80% increases.
So my thought process is this. If he's going down a list of dinar gurus and he's making videos about them, it's just a matter of time until he comes across mine. So I like being proactive instead of reactive. So I reached out to him in the email and told him he is welcome to interview me. And he can ask all the questions he wants. He can say whatever he wants about me. I have tough skin. Let's see if he responds. Let's see if he responds at all. Because I love you guys, I am putting myself out there. Which is more than I can say for a lot of gurus who wouldn't even interview me. I understand why. But let's see if this guy even takes me up on the offer.
Then after all the evidence is presented, you can decide who the expert is. This first clip, where Mark Z has been wrong, comes from June 28th, 2019.
This is like the last gasp of a dying currency war fiat system. It's brilliant to watch for those that are economists.
Before we get going, as he does these clips, pay attention to the date behind Mark's head. This is 6/28/2019. He should have focused on that more than anything else.
This is like a magical moment in history.
I don't seem to remember the entire currency system collapsing in 2019. But while this is the oldest YouTube video he still has up, based on this comment, you can tell he'd already been misleading people for years at this point. You can see it here on the screen. At least one person is starting to realize they may have been scammed. Egmini says here, listening now shows we are no closer than the day we purchased our first piece of currency.
Well, their professional financial advisor, the comments is saying that they don't feel like they're any closer. Come on now, be honest about your responses. Look, I think Mark Z is a cool guy. I do. But I will agree with you. I don't like when they do the crap that they do. And I do think they purposely mislead people. One thing I learned about YouTube is this. As you start your channel and you get bigger and bigger, there's a stress, a feeling that you have to come up with some content that is appealing to the people who are listening to you so that you don't lose them. And then they start fabricating these crazy stories about somebody who has magical codes that they could put in and release money and everybody's debt will be paid off. Crap like that. So yeah, I get where you're coming from. Although I agree that they're not always the most honest people. And Mark Z is one of those people I actually like. Doesn't mean we're going to agree on things.
Then, when what he predicts doesn't come true, it's always some sort of excuse. But it's still right around the corner. This clip was just 3 days after the last clip I showed.
Tony, I thought you were going to have major movements by today. What happened? We had some movement. We didn't have all the stellar news I was hoping to bring to you today.
Oh, nothing happened? What a surprise. Let me guess. It's still right around the corner, though.
Mary Lou Crawford, has the dinar rate been established? I am told absolutely established.
So he said the rate has already been established, but this was in 2019.
Yeah, but it's not just him. There's a lot of those so-called dinar gurus out there who've been saying the same bullshit for the longest time. That's what I don't do on my channel. They need to get away from that. And I agree, they need to be more honest with their listeners. One, I don't think they're taking the time to stop and educate people about the things that are brought up in news articles. They just go, oh, that's great news, that's great news. Just sitting around being pumpers all day long is not good, in my opinion. Like I said before in the past, the reason why I come out and speak out against people like this is because we know for a fact that people have committed suicide over words that they have said. Now, I'm not saying that happened with Mark Z. That happened with another person who has sex with aliens and cats. That's a different story altogether. These people don't realize, I don't think they realize, if they do and they continue to talk like this, then I do have an issue with them. They have to realize that their followers listen to everything that they're saying and they believe it. And then because of what they say, they make stupid decisions. Now, the stupid decisions is on them. It could have been avoided had they just been honest in the first place.
And it still hasn't been done. Let's fast forward a month to August 6th, 2019.
Military contacts here say it's absolutely any moment. Iraqi contacts, 2 of them are sitting at the edge of their seats all week. So it's one of those painful weeks for all of us.
Again, it's about to happen any minute now. It's always, look at me. I have these high-level contacts with all this inside information, and they tell me blah, blah, blah. Who knows if any of these people are even real?
Yeah, I got to agree with the professional. I've been saying this for the longest time. Everybody claims to have these special intel person. You guys hear me joke about all the time. What do I say? Oh, I got this special intel person. We have these decoder rings that we match together. And then we say the secret password, do the secret handshake. Then I reach down and pull this wand out of my ass and sprinkle unicorn pixie dust all over you guys. And presto. Whenever you call them out to the mat and say, what are you talking about? This isn't accurate. They have an excuse and then they kick the can down the road. And then whenever you want to ask more questions of their so-called intel person, and I jokingly said, but serious at the same time, they need to get new intel people because the ones they're relying on suck. I said it many a times. You can't keep hiding behind the veil of, well, I signed an NDA or anything like that. You need to just be honest with the people that yes, you don't have a special intel person. It's your opinion, but the reason why you say I have a special intel person is because when it's wrong, then you have somebody else to blame instead of taking blame for the bullshit that you're passing off to people. Make sense?
It doesn't really matter because even if they do exist, they're certainly not reliable sources of inside information. Everything he gets from them is wrong. Unfortunately, that leads to a lot of painful weeks for Mark Z's followers, but he always keeps them coming back. Better stay on the edge of your seat and watch every minute of his hour-long videos. You might get rich.
Tic Tac says, do you see the RV by this Thursday? Yes, at this point, Tic Tac, I do see it by this Thursday.
Woo, man, the date behind us is 8/6/2019. So what he should have said is, yes, I do see it happening this week, and then continued explaining why he feels like it was going to happen that week, but they don't. They just say, yeah, whatever, and they just keep moving forward. That's the one thing that always drove me crazy about these so-called gurus. They would just say yes or bring something up, but they never would explain how that either relates to the dinar or relates to why they felt the way they did. And then what happens is you quickly realize that they're just full of crap and they're lying to you. That's why they're not able to explain to you why whatever's happening is a good thing, or why they can't explain to you why their opinion was formed to make them feel like this was going to happen within that week.
Of course, it didn't happen. So let's fast forward a few months to January 10th, 2020.
My folks in Zurich still very upbeat and expecting something over the next 3 days.
Still didn't happen. How about a month later, February 14th, 2020?
Iraq is very much looking for something within the next 48 hours in a release as they seat the new government. Could be this weekend.
Nothing happened. Fast forward to July 22nd, 2022.
But it does appear that we are very close, especially if you listen to Iraq proper.
Nothing happened. How about July 11th, 2023?
In your opinion, when do you think this is happening? Somewhere between right now and the 31st of this month.
Yeah, see, at one time, I literally was going to go through all of Mark Z's videos and do the same thing this guy is. I was at one time. But then I decided not to do that. One thing you are going to notice when you start playing in the dinar community is when you call people out on their bullshit, instead of the listeners going after the people that lied to them, they go after the messenger. That's why in this one video I came across, this person said, well, when it comes to Pimpy, when it's talking about dinar, he's known as the bad boy of the dinar community. I was like, well, there's something about that that's got a ring to it. He's like, because he will tell you the truth where the other people just lie to you, mislead you, and bullshit you. Look, I'm not claiming that I'm accurate all the time. I'm not. But if somebody can point something out to me that I said that was wrong, I have no problem with going back and saying, look, I was wrong. Let me explain why I was wrong. Let me tell you where my mind was at the time when I made the comment that I do. You're not going to get that from these other people. They've been doing this for so long. They've already fallen into that trap. And what I mean by that is this. When you are a new YouTuber, like I said before, and you start getting a lot of subscribers, after a while, you start to feel like your content isn't exciting enough and you're afraid to lose your subscribers. So you start fabricating stories, making up lies, doing whatever it takes to maintain the subscribers that you have or even gain new ones. That's not me. I don't say what's popular out there. As a matter of fact, like that one person said, I am known as the bad boy of dinar. Why? Because I'll tell you the truth. And every time I tell people the truth, what do they always say? Oh, you're so negative. No, this is not about being negative. I'm explaining to you why the crap that you're being told is not the truth.
How about March 21st, 2023?
Iraq they are setting the stage, guys. They have put all the players in place, and we're just waiting for them to go click, roll camera, and give us our new rate.
Like I said, it's always right around the corner, so you better keep coming back and watching every video. And you better buy now before you miss the opportunity. There's just one problem. He's wrong every freaking time.
So yeah, that's our professional financial advisor once again. But look, I'm not going to knock what he's saying about these so-called gurus. I agree with that. As far as what he says about the actual Iraqi dinar, I don't agree with. And because of this, I was proactive because eventually he'll get around to me. So I was proactive and I sent him an email saying, hey, this is your chance to interview somebody that does talk about the dinar, but in a totally different way. Anyways, I just wanted to go over this new video that he released. He seems to be going down the list. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's not. Let's see if we do an interview together. I think it would be cool if we did, because there are things on his platform that I'm interested in picking his brain about. If he's a true financial advisor and an expert, is what he's saying, then I think it's worth listening to what he has to say. As far as newbie is concerned, I do respond to your comment and questions, and you're right. I don't do it often enough. So, look, you gave your email at the end of the video. I will reach out to you, and we'll do an interview together. Okay? Anyways, that's it for now. I look forward to hearing from you. I'm out.